Good evening and thanks for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5 this Wednesday. I'm Micah Smith.
And I'm Jessica Porter. It's been nearly 24 hours since the DU Chancellor's office released a message demanding encampment participants dismantle their camp.
That was supposed to happen by 9 o'clock last night, but it didn't. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta spoke with pro-Palestinian protesters and Jewish students on campus.
And Veronica, both groups met with the Chancellor today.
They did, and those pro-Palestinian protesters, they actually just got out of their meeting. We're talking about a meeting that went on for about 3.5 hours. We know that those Jewish students, they also met with the Chancellor earlier today. They called their meeting unproductive, and all of this after the two sides clashed yesterday. The pro-Palestinian encampment on the University of Denver's campus stood uninterrupted Wednesday, even after DU officials said they expected it to be dismantled Tuesday by 9 p.m.
Whether or not this encampment stands, DU for Palestine will be here until our demands are met.
In a message sent Tuesday night, the Chancellor and Provost saying they were disappointed the encampment wasn't taken down, adding in part, quote, "Participants chose this path forward, which is serving only to further threaten campus safety and operations." It's a feeling some students agree with, specifically those counter-protesting the pro-Palestinian encampment.
I think students overwhelmingly feel uncomfortable, unsafe.
Those students standing with the encampment and those counter-protesting it both met with Chancellor Jeremy Haefner Wednesday. Jack Fingerud, a Jewish student, said he didn't feel his conversation was productive.
My goal was to tell him that he's not done a good job and try to find out what he's going to do.
Meantime, students with DU for Palestine also met with the Chancellor Wednesday. Their desires clear going in.
I'm hoping that they move with us towards disclosure and divestment.
While conversations over the encampment between DU officials and students continues, those keeping a close eye say they'll stay as long as necessary.
I am here to protect our students, to protect their right to free speech.
Those students say they want clear communication from DU officials and the Chancellor himself. And I've spoken to pro-Palestinian students all day long. They say they have no plans to dismantle the camp you see right behind me, guys.
DU students recently released a list of demands for school leaders.
So, Veronica, what are pro-Palestinian protesters asking DU for?
You know, they say they want disclosure. They want to know about any ties the university might have with Israel. After they know about those ties, which they haven't been able to get to because this is a private university after all, they want divestment in the end.
Denver 7's Veronica Acosta for us tonight.
All right, thank you, Veronica. At Denver's Auraria campus, students and faculty members are demanding the school administration put an end to what they describe as retaliation against protesters. They say some students have received suspensions or have been banned from buildings on campus. We reached out to all three schools. MSU responded, saying those that disrupted operations were in violation of campus policy. We spoke with one demonstrator facing an academic hearing who says that was not the case.
MSU for a long time was standing apart from other universities that have reprimanded and retaliated against students engaging in peaceful protest. I don't necessarily find our actions to be any more of a disruption than deploying riot police against students.
Now, despite facing disciplinary action, students tell Denver 7 they will continue pushing for more conversations and hope the school administration will respond.
Going further in depth, today the Biden administration pushed back against a move from 3 European countries to recognize a Palestinian state. This comes after Spain, Norway, and Ireland announced plans to formally recognize the state of Palestine, opening the path of international diplomatic relations and effectively rebuking Israel. The majority, 193-member United Nations General Assembly, previously voted in favor of granting the state of Palestine full membership in the UN. But just last month, the U.S. rejected Palestine's bid for membership during the Security Council's vote. Last weekend, Biden reiterated that he supports a two-state solution, saying a Palestinian state should be recognized through negotiations, not through unilateral recognition.